Hi, Katrina.
Hi, Katrina.
Katrina.
Hello, Katrina and Timothy.
25 years. That's how long I've known you. Our relationship has lasted longer than most marriages.
Hi, Katrina.
Hi, Katrina and Timothy.
Hi, Katrina.
Hi, Katrina.
Please don't go. Timothy, I'm going to start with you. As a theater kid myself, I just want to thank you for creating a space for students where they don't always find one in the classroom. The outliers, the quiet kid, the quirky kid, the shy kid, the funny kid, the I don't know who I am yet kid. Thank you for adding some color to the green and gold of Hillside School. And on a more personal note, thank you for feeding and cooking for Katrina, because otherwise, we all know she wouldn't do it.
You're an inspiration of mine, and thank you for all your work. Thank you and happy retirement.
I just wanted to congratulate you on your retirement, and as a member of your productions, James and the Giant Peach and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I wanted to thank you for giving me an outlet at such a young age to express myself. Thank you.
You really helped me grow as an actor, and I'm really grateful for that. Also,
we both had awesome times, met a lot of people there, and carried many skills that we learned in acting to other areas of our life. So we just...
Hi, Mr. Macht. I just thought I would say that you were a great inspiration, and...
Thank you, Dr. and Mr. Macht.
Hi, Mr. Macht. I just really wanted to say thank you for what you've done for the last 2 years, and I'm really sad that you're retiring.
Drama tryouts. I remember doing those with Timothy, and how much fun it was after school, getting together with him and watching all those other talented kids, multi-talented children.
Thank you, Dr. Macht and Mr. Macht. Theater was really fun.
Thank you, Mr. Macht. Good luck.
Good luck on your retirement.
Thank you, Dr. Macht and Mr. Macht. You made a big impact on Hillside, and we're really going to miss you.
My very first monologue for the summer play, when I was going into 5th grade, I forgot all my lines because I got nervous. And I remember you told me that I could use my script if I wanted to, and you did not lose your temper. I'll never forget that moment, and I'll never forget you.
Mr. Macht, I know many students and parents throughout the years will find it fascinating to recall a polished opening night performance at Hillside compared to the very first theater rehearsal. Patience might be a thing that ran short the closer it came to performance dates, but your imagination and dedication never did. Some days I would walk over to you during rehearsals, and all I would see would be handwritten notes and sketches of scenes. I learned so much about blocking. Your careful thought about every detail from props to lighting brings every scene to life. And it turned the Hillside All-Purpose Room into a playhouse. I loved working on all of our productions, especially when I worked under you while I played Mr. Warbucks in Annie Jr. For me to experience your rehearsals like a student made it very clear why so many students fell in love with theater in and after Hillside. You always told the cast before a show, actors were special. They took words and stories from paper and brought them to life. Thank you for bringing me to life as a musical director and an actor. I am honored to call you a friend, and will miss calling you a colleague here at Hillside. Congratulations, Timothy.
A long time ago, Katrina Macht taught in an urban school in Austin, Texas, and it was those Texas experiences that defined her career as a teacher. Fresh out of the University of Texas, she was the third teacher by Thanksgiving in a class of second graders who informed her that they had gotten their previous teachers fired and planned to get her fired too. Survival instincts kicked in and led Katrina to discover something about which these students might get excited: Imagine her surprise when the same 8-year-olds who had threatened to get her fired got fired up about endangered whales and dolphins. From that day forward, without knowing she was employing a specific methodology, Katrina addressed curricula through student-generated science themes that led to action projects. Katrina's influence has been vast and wide. It might not come as any surprise to learn that Katrina sparked countless students that carried her entrepreneurial spirit and passion into their own adult lives. In fact, many of her students went on to do some pretty amazing things. From a film editor of documentaries about social issues, about prison reform, tin mining in Indonesia, and the BP oil spill, to working in the crowded field of marine science as an oyster restoration specialist. Even business leaders have kept Katrina's teachings on the front of their minds when running their successful businesses. One student encourages his graphic design customers to opt for eco-friendly products and devotes 10% of every purchase to specified charities. Let's hear more about the ways that Dr. Katrina Macht has reshaped education for generations of teachers and students at Hillside and beyond.
When we first met in the fall of 2006, when 6th grade came down to Hillside, I was immediately impressed and noticed all the wonderful things that were happening in your classroom. You were challenging students, setting high expectations, encouraging them, really having kids take on real life problems. Your impact is amazing.
I've been one of the lucky few to have been working with you inside the classroom. And Katrina, your enthusiasm for language arts is contagious. It was so much fun to be there with you, working with these kids, and really getting to the heart of how much fun reading and writing can really be. You tried to instill a love of books and reading to them that I know, even though they didn't want to admit it, they're 6th graders, they could see your passion for it, and they really, really appreciated it. The second thing about you, Katrina, that's equally as contagious is your love of roots and shoots. Now you're talking to a city girl here. I came out here and I didn't know what a root or a shoot even was. But after working with you all these years, I have to say, your joy for it really has rubbed off on me. I have loved and have snuck into countless science classrooms to watch you and your trips to Panama when you get to teach the kids. It's so great to have been a part of that, and such a special experience for these kids and even the teachers.
Katrina, what can I say? You are an amazing coworker and an awesome friend. I always looked forward to our time each week co-teaching your language arts class. I especially enjoyed all the times I would ask the class a question and you would call out the answer. I would look at you and say, "Really? Did you just do that?" And you would say, "Oops," and laugh. Our time working as executive council advisors was also entertaining, especially when you would turn no student who wanted to join away. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Our goal was to have approximately 15 students per section, but you couldn't say no to anyone who wanted to join. You would send those students to me and they would say, "Mrs. A, Dr. Macht said it's okay with her if I join executive council, but the final decision's up to you." Hence, we've had 25 or more students in one section of executive council. Katrina, you are truly one of a kind, and I will miss you so much.
Hi, Katrina. So Laura, Kate, and I were thinking about what we would miss most about having you as part of our Hillside community. And Celebrity Chef was definitely our unanimous decision. And one of the reasons why I think it's an event that's going to be so different without you there is because it really just embodies everything that you are. It's that one time every year where at the beginning of the year, students and families are welcomed in and we're seeing this giant exchange of wealth. And it's not just all the money that managed to get raised for charity. It's also seeing the joy that gets traded back and forth around the room and students who are literally sometimes breaking bread with one another and sharing parts of their culture that might not always get embraced in the regular setting, but that's who and what you are. Somebody who wants to create that bridge in the community and make Hillside into a place where it's this accepting home where everybody has a place to share something special to them. So,
hey, Katrina, it's Laura Grabler. Hillside, wow. I know I'm at the high school now, but you know my heart bleeds green and white. And that's especially because of you. We've known each other for 20 years. I believe I started in 2000, and I know you, I think you came around that time as well. And I always felt that your causes really meant something, and I always wanted to be involved, whether it was MLK Day or especially Pampered Chef. I found my apron. So I just want to say a shout out to you that you're the best and have a great retirement. And I'm so jealous. Bye.
Hi, Katrina. Like Laura, we go back about 20 years. I remember going to Sandy Hook with you wearing those big pants. I've never even seen them before. And you had me sifting the sand in the ocean. I'm so happy to have known you and to have been part of your community outreach and to be part of everything you've done. I never thought I would be so involved, but you made it easy. You made it to where this is just what you do, you know, and you made it fun. You also made it fun for these guys. Oh, Charlotte did her own hair for you. So I just want to thank you because Celebrity Chef is something that my kids and I look forward to every year too. And you will certainly be missed.
Katrina is a very inspiring individual. She has inspired me and she has been my role model. There was a point where I reached in life and thought that I can not make it in life, especially in terms of my education. But she encouraged me on and egged me on. And I'm proud to say that I'm one of the alumni of the Students Raising Students program. This is because of Katrina, who believed in me and believed in many other students.
Well, I believe this whole thing is a contest to see who has the oldest Roots and Shoots t-shirt in the best condition. So here's my entry. Roots and Shoots, Forest Fest 2002. Still fits. It's in pretty good condition. It was a little wrinkled. It was kind of at the bottom of my closet, but I thought it'd be a perfect shirt to wear. I started at Hillside School as a teacher in 2001, so my first Forest Fest was the 2002 Forest Fest. So I'm happy that I was still able to find my staff T-shirt from that Forest Fest. The whole Roots and Shoots program and everything at Hillside School is a testament to Katrina really believing in the beauty of her dreams. One quote that I love and I oftentimes use with students is the Eleanor Roosevelt version of this quote, which is, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." And it kind of at first sounds just ethereal and like inspirational, but it actually is true, because if you don't believe in the beauty of your dreams, then you think, wouldn't it be great if instead of just a grassy field, there was a backyard classroom, but you don't do anything about it if you don't believe in that dream? Clearly, Katrina believes in the beauty of her dreams, and she gets others to believe in those dreams as well. She doesn't just want something and use her own will to do it. She harnesses the will of others. She finds things that are community projects, and she builds partnerships with people from Hillside School, from throughout Bridgewater Raritan, and the larger New Jersey and world community to make things happen. Wouldn't it be great if students could work with scientists remotely, coming to the school? All of that was part of the dream, and Katrina made that dream a reality.
And when I think about it, I think about it's your single-minded ability to make things happen that has made it such a fruitful relationship You overcome obstacles, you put naysayers out, you are passionate and you want to make it happen because you know it will make a difference in kids' lives. And when I think to how many hundreds, thousands of students you've impacted.
So when I think of Katrina Macht, I immediately think of Hillside's backyard, meadows, and trails. I think about the backyard as it relates to life and life flourishing. And I think that's a great metaphor for Katrina's work, not only outside, but inside the walls of her classroom as well. She has helped lives to flourish.
And I love the thinking about Roots and Shoots and how your dedication has just continued to grow through my work. As you know, I'm currently a principal, and I look back and share often some of those stories that we had together and the memories of what the most outstanding education that you could give to students. Your expectations always were so high for student engagement, and you taught me that. You taught me how to engage kids in work that they cared about by you caring about something and then spreading that to everyone else.
I tell you that I am the person and educator I am today because of you. And I know that probably surprises you to some extent, but especially what's been going on with the world and all of the injustices and inequities that have been seen. And that's something that you first raised my awareness to. And I wanted to let you know that. Also, what's really cool about that for me is thinking that you impacted me and then I, in turn, impact others, and those others can impact others. So the reach and breadth of your influence and your example goes far beyond what you can imagine.
Rewinding back to the year 2007, my first year of teaching is when our story began. That fortuitous year is when I made eye contact with you. At that time, you were the enrichment teacher, but little did I know that it was my life you would end up enriching so deeply. If there's anything we know to be true, it's that allowing people to be heard, seen, and included is a formula for strong connections. But those connections are so rare. My whole life I had been accustomed to sharing spaces with people that looked like me, held similar beliefs as I did, understood my culture and experiences. That is until I came to Hillside School. I was a fish out of water. I did not see anyone that looked like me, who celebrated holidays that I did. Some people had not even heard of them. The list of people who asked me any questions about who I was or acknowledged my differences was very, very short. People would assume I was one religion or another, one race or another, but no one ever asked. I'm not sure why. That is until I met you and a handful of other teachers. How does one put into words what that means? So as you prepare for your retirement, of course I can list all of the incredible achievements that you have had throughout your career. The students you've changed forever, the grants you have been awarded, the ceremonies you have attended, the fundraisers you have organized. But for me, what will always be held in the highest esteem is your consistency in upholding our friendship and fighting for those without a voice. You know, a lot of times people will fight for the voice of others, but ultimately to validate their own. Not you. You fight for the voice of others with the purpose of solidarity. And for that, with every part of me, I thank you. And I promise to do the same.
Martin Luther King Day of Service. That was a phenomenal day, and you were the inspiration for all of it. You were the brainchild of that day. And over the years, the number of staff and students who participated just grew and grew. But the real learning was on the part of the students. They learned how to care for one another. They learned how to care for people in the community, for the environment, for one another. They learned by doing. They learned how to develop plans, solve problems, execute those plans. But mostly they learned by watching you and your colleagues participate in those same activities and give to the community, give to people in need, give to the environment. So it was a phenomenal day of learning, or the day was a culmination of learning that took place over an extended period of time for those kids, and something that I know they will remember for the rest of their lives.
My first year at Hillside, I joined the Roots and Shoots committee, like many of us do. And I got to help out with Martin Luther King Day of Service. And I would help Mr. Macht bring the variety show to the Chelsea Assisted Living right on 202. The residents always loved the show. And when we came back to Hillside later that day, I asked Katrina, why don't we have the students talk with the residents? Why don't we have a student ask if anybody knew Martin Luther King? And Katrina goes, why not? That's a great idea. So the following year, on Martin Luther King Day, the variety show hops on a bus and finishes their show, and a student goes, so, did any of you know Martin Luther King? And a 99-year-old lady named Selma spoke up and said, I knew Martin Luther King, and I marched with him on Washington for the Civil Rights Movement. And in that room right there was a collective gasp from every student, every teacher, parent, and resident. Right there, I got goosebumps. We were witnessing the power of storytelling, something that many people get from movies and shows. But this was real. A few months later, I meet with Katrina and she goes, I'm writing a grant and it's called Bridging Generations. And I want you to be a part of it. I want us to keep talking to the residents at the Chelsea. And I think Hillside can learn a lot from the residents there. I think Hillside can learn a lot from community elders. So from an annual Martin Luther King variety show, we've had countless games of bingo, student performances from shows to singing to dancing to festive holiday caroling. So thank you, Katrina.
Hey, Forest Fest. Need some animals? Can you help?
I think I can. Let me see what I have. Penguins? They're my favorite. Can't get them at Hillside. Dogs! You have plenty of dogs at Forest Fest. Skunks? Pete, you! We have enough of those in the backyard. Horses. Katrina loves horses. Snakes? I hate snakes. Even Tony Scrooge hates snakes in his room. Bunnies! I think I've seen them at Forest Fest. More dogs. Tons of dogs. Cows. I think I brought cows one year. Deer. We see them all the time. Sheep. I try to bring them every year. Katrina, I'm gonna miss you. I loved bringing all the animals to Forest Fest for you. Mwah! I love the both of you. Good luck and best wishes.
I'm here to reflect on Forest Fest and your incredible leadership and influence in it becoming what it is today. Each June, on a carefully selected Saturday, Hillside gathers inside and out to celebrate our commitment to caring for the environment, animals, and people. Over the years, you established and fostered relationships within and beyond Bridgewater to bring varied, enriching, and engaging activities to Forest Fest, such as the Environmental Commission, Mr. Lepik's Bees, solar car races, and the Washington Valley Garden Club, just to name a few. You envisioned expansive growth, and each year we strove to make Forest Fest bigger and better. What resonates with me the most was your desire to have animals, lots and lots of animals. We've had American alligators, bearded dragons, Burmese pythons, turtles, pot-bellied pigs, dogs, cats, rabbits, guinea pigs, cows, horses, sheep, goats, chickens, and roosters. As far as you were concerned, the more the merrier. You welcomed new ideas that expanded upon the staff who participated and the experiences of our attendees. We grew to include theater and musical performances, the soccer shootout, the dunk tank, the music tent, and serving only non-meat options in the cafe, since we were celebrating our love of animals. You empowered your colleagues to take on greater responsibilities so that we would be prepared to continue planning and running Forest Fest for years to come. Speaking of which, we expect you back next year. Until then, be well, take long nature walks, and send any new ideas for Forest Fest our way.
So BioBlitz was this interesting idea of taking something that really happens in the naturalist world, something that she had talked with Hazel England about, and making it happen at Hillside School. So Katrina wanted to have this full day long, like going into the BioBlitz mode and really working through the whole day. At the same time, the students from HELP, the Hillside Environmental Leaders and Protectors, had always kind of had this dream that sometime they'd be able to like earn a sleepover at the school. It was their thing that they wanted the most. And even if Katrina suggested other things, they always came back to it. And it wasn't just one group of students, because when I was a teacher at Hillside School, I heard it discussed. It kind of would come up every now and again. And it was one of those where I don't know that this one was Katrina's dream, but the students wanted it so badly that she made it her dream. And so she found out ways to make it happen. What were the things that she was going to need to make this happen? For there to be a sleepover for these key members of the club that drove the purpose and were the student drivers, the student leaders of the Hillside Roots and Shoots program. So she figured it all out. She got me there as the assistant principal to sleep over. She found a parent of one of the students who was a nurse who could kind of be there in case there was any type of medical emergency or even just putting on a Band-Aid. And she cleared it with everybody. She made that happen. And the great thing about it is afterwards people said to me, like, really, you slept in the Hillside Library? How did you sleep? I said, I slept fine. We were there for the BioBlitz from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then we went right into the sleepover. And I said, I'm not sure what time the last kid went to sleep, but I went to sleep nice and early. It was an exhausting day, but certainly something that was very memorable for me and for the students.
Here's to Katrina, the Queen of Roots and Shoots. She says it's not possible without the help of all of her colleagues, from the pep rally in the fall to the Forest Fest in the spring. She's right, it's grown too big for one person to manage. But it wouldn't be possible without that one person who brought it to Hillside School. Our Queen of Roots and Shoots, Katrina. Best wishes, my friend.
Here's to Katrina, the Queen of Science and Carpool Therapy.
Here's to you, Katrina, the Queen of returning students and parents. Your impact on students and their families while at Hillside is so powerful that they want to keep coming back to help the Hillside community. How you manage to inspire so many is a mystery. On so many occasions, I would walk out of room 219 only to hear familiar voices from past years coming from the legendary room 220. Then, during the many years of Celebrity Chef, the money counting room was always full of graduated Roots and Shoots members and their families. I am certain that these students and families will continue to be in your life and its new adventures. To you, Katrina.
Cheers to Katrina, the Queen of being welcoming. At my first year at Hillside, you always went out of your way to make me feel welcome and like a part of the school. That's something I will always appreciate. I hope you have the best of luck in whatever your next adventures are, and please make sure you visit. Till then.
Here's to Katrina, the queen of recruiting her colleagues, especially the new and the young teachers in the school. I've known you for about 20 years now, and back when I was a newer teacher and a lot younger, you approached me to take over the backyard work days while you were on sabbatical. I believe my response was something like, I guess so, and I'm pretty sure I ran next door to Jen and said, what did I just get into? After stressing over getting Home Depot receipts to Viola and making sure we had enough people to actually take part in the backyard workday, I found the experience to be very rewarding. You took a chance on me and made me feel like a valued member of the school community, and you empowered me to be a leader. You provided all of us with countless experiences that we would not have had if we didn't work with you. For over 20 years, you've been recruiting, mentoring, and grooming the Hillside staff to take part in your vision of a better school. Your passion is inspiring and infectious. It's why we can't say no to you. It's also why we're going to keep implementing everything you've worked so hard to build. Here's to you, Katrina.
Here's to you, Katrina, Queen of Human Rights and Justice. What a year to be saluting the Queen of Justice. I think the world needs you now more than ever. Good thing you're going to have some extra time on your hands. Well, unlike my friend Mark, I turned you down before you could even get the words out of your mouth about swamps and backyard work days. But we still found common ground, being willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. I will miss you, my sister from the 60s. I will miss you when the world is too much with me and when I got to get myself back to the garden. And with thanks to Grace Paley and Bob Dylan, may you stay forever young as you go forth with fear and courage and rage to save the world. L'chaim.
Here's to you, my dear friend Katrina, the queen of pure joy and fun. Aside from enhancing our school community in countless ways through the Roots and Shoots program, you have been such a bright light in my life over the years. I will miss your upbeat energy at every event, meeting, and lunch date. I will miss our hot sauce conversations, and although we couldn't feel our mouths for a week, I will always fondly remember the time we made it onto the Hot Sauce Wall of Fame at Brick Lane Curry. I will miss hearing your laugh echo down the hallway each day, announcing your arrival to school, and it brought a smile to my face every morning. I will simply miss you. Katrina, you are unforgettable. Your youthful, vibrant spirit will live on at Hillside. Your passion for helping humans, animals, and the environment has been contagious, and I'm so grateful for that. Thank you. Thank you for your positive impact that you've had on our school and on my life. And thank you for being a wonderful colleague, mentor, and friend. I wish you all the best as you continue on to this next chapter. And from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you. Cheers.
Here's to Katrina, queen of advocating for students. You've always looked out for your students, especially those who started off with a disadvantage. I've always admired your passion and kind heart.
Here's to you, Katrina, the queen of vocal projection and contagious laughter. Not many people know that the Team 6B hallway can get quite loud. And it's not only because of the children, it's actually because of some of the teachers. 3 of us, in fact, and when I thought about it, we actually form a triangle with the placement of our classrooms. Me at the left corner, Mark at the right corner, and both of us leading across the hall up to you, Katrina, the top point of our triangle. It was no wonder that poor Inessa, who was stuck in the middle of the 3 of us, jumped ship as soon as room 216 had opened up. We could get quite loud, but Katrina, you are the loudest. Many people know how you can address a large crowd in the APR room even without a microphone. And there have been times in my classroom when my students were working independently and quiet, and you across the hall were trying to address your class and get their focus with your class, and repeating of it. Some students in my class repeated the class as well with, "Wow, Dr. Macht is so loud." And I said, yes, she is. And along with that vocal projection, you have a hearty laugh, a laugh that can be heard from miles away. And you could be down the other end of the hall and I would still hear it in my classroom. It's the kind of laugh that touches people deep down inside their soul. A laugh that actually makes you break out into a smile and makes you laugh as well. And that has happened to me, sitting in my classroom alone after school, all the many times that you and I were there late, and I hear you in the hall and your laughter filters in. And yes, I have sat there by myself and laughed when I have heard you laughing. Those two qualities, along with all of your other astounding qualities, have been imprinted on all of our hearts. You will be deeply missed, and I hope that you will be enjoying your retirement with Timothy and the adventure yet to come. Cheers.
Here's to you, Katrina, the queen of co-teaching and compassion. I'll miss you so much. Good luck and all the best going forward.
Here's to you, Katrina, queen of all things Forest Fest. Whenever the committee had a new idea, be it a Burmese python, a potbelly pig, or a rooster, your response was always the same. I love it. Let's do it. And each year, Forest Fest was bigger and better than ever. To you, my friend.
Here's to Katrina, the queen of... What are you the queen of? Queen of the Meadows! Queen of the Swamps! Queen of the Trails! Queen of the Outdoor Classroom! Queen of the Butterfly Garden! Katrina, I can go on and on for days, months, and years about how many different things you could be the queen of, but standing here next to this tree, your tree, in the outdoor classrooms, I realize that truly you are the queen of inspiration. You have inspired all of us to be better people, to think hard and long about our community and the outdoor classrooms and the environment, and to really have an impact on everyone around us. You've inspired me, you've inspired teachers, students, and everyone around you throughout all your years of teaching, and I can't thank you enough for that. And you will always be the queen of Roots and Shoots. Cheers to you.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Tomorrow's Promise, a poem by Katrina Macht, June 2006. You are the promise of days and nights yet to be. You wonder at the mysteries of life. You hear gentle breezes softly whispering assurances. You see a future full of possibilities. You want to follow your dreams. You are the promise of days and nights yet to be. You pretend you are already grown. You feel small in a complex world. You touch the hearts of those in need. You worry what the future will bring. You cry at human cruelty. You are the promise of days and nights yet to be. You understand this is just the beginning. You say, I am ready to move on. You dream of all your tomorrows. You strive to reach your potential. You hope for blue skies along the way. You are the promise of days and nights yet to be.
Best of luck to you in your future endeavors. I'm really going to miss calling you and asking where your attendance is, even though you got a lot better. But I am going to miss calling you, and I'm going to miss your laugh. But I wish the best of things to come for you and Timothy in your retirement and your future. And you will be very missed at Hillside.
and trails wouldn't be around, let alone what it is today, without the love and care of Dr. Macht and the endless support from Mr. Macht. I've seen children of all ages come back to the school to do backyard work days and volunteer at the Forest Fest because Dr. Macht made the same impact on their life as she has on them.
Hi, Katrina. We've been going to Hillside BioBlitzes and Roots and Shoots events and work days with our mom for longer than we can even remember.
And we're so grateful that even though we were never your students, we got to share in the incredible projects you've initiated at Hillside.
Our whole family will miss your warmth and your dedication, but the work you did at Hillside had incredible impact there and on us.
Have a fantastic retirement. We love you.
A lot of good times together over the years, and I thoroughly enjoyed working with you. I enjoyed working with Timothy as well. We've had great discussions, some last-minute details that always seem to be taken care of, but we managed to get it all done. Congratulations, Katrina. I wish you and Timothy the best.
I just wanted to wish you a most happy retirement. We've had some really good conversations over the years. Not always in the same lane, but I think it's made us most interesting friends. I'm gonna miss you, love you. I wish you only the best. Cheers. Oops, already gone. Enjoy, Katrina. You're gonna love it.
Hi, Katrina. Congratulations on your retirement. I know that you are not going to sit still. Thank you for everything that you did for Hillside, and I will miss seeing you when I go back to visit.
Hi, Dr. Macht, it's Preston Gunning. I just wanted to tell you how great of an organization Roots and Shoots is, and when I was younger, it really taught me how to appreciate the environment to what it is today. I just want to say, have fun during your retirement, Dr. Macht. Thank you.
Hi, Katrina. I just wanted to thank you for being such a great mentor for me when I started working at Hillside, and for being such an inspiration, and for teaching all of us that the opportunity to teach is all around us, and especially in our backyards. So thank you for being such an inspiration. We'll miss you.
Hi, Dr. Macht. Katrina, we're going to miss you so much, and anytime I'm out in nature, I can't help but think of you and want to say thank you so much for all the wonderful things you did at Hillside School. I mean, there's just too many to name, but the Roots and Shoots program has shaped the lives of so many students and benefited people in our community, so thank you. And I am going to hug a tree since COVID won't let me hug you. Happy retirement!
Nature is so beautiful, it can blow your mind. You can lose yourself in it and find yourself at the same time. Katrina, thank you so much for sharing your love of nature with us and your dedication to conservation. And as you enjoy all those beautiful sunrises and sunsets in the great state of Texas, don't forget, there will always be a part of you that's a Jersey girl. Congratulations on your retirement, and I'll miss you.
Hey Katrina, you've made such a big impact on our school, on the children that you taught, and on fellow teachers. We're really going to miss you.
Happy retirement.
We're jealous.
We'll be right there behind you.
Everything that you have done. Truly, Hillside would not be Hillside without you. It wouldn't. Hillside is Hillside because of Roots and Shoots and Students Raising Students and the theater program and every last bit of, blood, sweat, and tear that you've put into it. And I'm so grateful for that. Not only for that, but for your friendship as well. I wish you the best as you move forward into this next chapter of your life, but know that you will be missed dearly. Thank you.
Thank you for teaching us
that discovering nature is discovering ourselves. Thank you for more than 20 years of friendship, peace, and love on the rest of your journey.
Katrina, your retirement is going to have a huge impact on this community. The ways you have helped students, worked with them, whether in your classroom or in the clubs or in the plays, the outdoor classroom that you have created for all of us to enjoy, it's unprecedented. I know they say on to bigger and better things, but I'm not sure that's possible for you, but I know you'll try. Best of luck.
When I walk through the forest, the Katrina Macht forest, never mind the Hillside forest, I think about that is going to be your lasting legacy, that you took a school site in a suburban area and you created biodiverse and rich habitats that can stand as a place for students of all ages to learn to care about their local environment, to care about their local community, and to care about their international community. So, even though you may be thinking that you're leaving Hillside, not only are you leaving your tree in place, but you're leaving a whole forest in place and a whole army of past students, past teachers, and friends who you've impacted.
I would say this of Katrina. She's a very inspiring individual. She's very selfless, and she always thinks of what can help other people other than what can benefit herself. That's a unique aspect for any person, and I'm really happy that I came to know about Katrina, and I'll always be willing to engage with her even in her retirement, because I'm sure Katrina is not going to go back home and sit down. I'm sure she's going to the next level of even having more collaborations and assisting nature as she has been doing all this time.
I know that the decision to retire can be a difficult one. So much of our identity is linked to our careers, and so when our careers are ending, or in your case, maybe really just slowing down, that can be stressful. But you need to know that your identity is not going to change because you are retiring. You are an awesome and accomplished educator, and that is not going to change. You are an inspiration to others, a motivator, and a steward of the environment, and that is not going to change. You are a nurturer of souls, and you will always be an educator.
I know that there's no way that this isn't the beginning of a new chapter in Katrina's life. I know that she has other dreams that are yet untapped and yet unrealized, and that will be the driver for what happens next. That with Timothy and with everybody else that she's formed those connections with, she'll continue to make changes to make our world better. Katrina, Timothy, so happy for you both.
Here's to the many laughs, late nights, meetings, challenges, plans, backyard workdays, ice cream adventures, meaningful conversations, sharing the same initials, sharing the same birthday month, high expectations of friendship, high expectations of each other, and high expectations of what it means to educate. Here's to you, my soul sister. Congratulations, and make sure to scope out all the good spots in Texas because you will be having a visitor.
Hello, Katrina. How time flies. I can't believe that you've reached retirement age. But my goodness, you deserve a wonderful retirement. And it must give you such enormous gratitude, or what, I don't know, but to look back over what you've done, the lives that you've influenced, and the changes that those lives will have made in the world, changes for the better, because a good teacher is worth her weight in gold. And you did so much for us with Roots and Shoots. It was such an exciting time. I so well remember visiting the school. So here I am, hoping you have a wonderful party. Wish I could be there in person to give you a hug, but I don't suppose anybody's there in person, are they? And so until I can give you a hug, I hope that you have a fantastic retirement and get to do all kinds of things that you've always wanted to do. And sending you lots of love and a pantoot. Bye.
Love you.
Love you.
We love you, Timothy and Katrina.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you and will miss you, my friend.
Con los terroristas.
And do the Harlem Shake.